Hello and welcome back to another video. Welcome back to the YouTube channel, people. A bit of a late upload, but there's been some late breaking news. Obviously, Pep and Guardiola signed a new deal. But before we get into that, make sure to leave a like on the video and subscribe if you're new at GVO Mikes on all platforms if you want to follow me. That is on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and also Blue Sky as well. Create a Blue Sky account. So if you're on Blue Sky, GVO Mikes, you know where to find me. But yeah, Pep Guardiola signed a new deal, and it's kind of not a coincidence, but it's convenient the timing that he signed this new deal. In my opinion, part of me thinks this was kind of already agreed, just in general, in terms of like it was probably agreed in like a couple weeks ago, let's say. So I don't know whether or they just waited until the international break to do it, because I feel like the reason why the timing is convenient as well is like Man City are in a bit of a rut right now. Pep Guardiola is obviously receiving a lot of rightful criticism for losing 4 games in a row for the first time in his Man City career. I think first or second, it's one of them. And just Man City in general getting a lot of heat. Obviously, they don't lose 4 games in a row. We expect a lot of Man City because of the standards they've set for the Premier League over the years. But I think the reason why they've done that is just to give them a bit of a boost, make it, you know, make it a bit positives around the camp again, not just around the players or the coaches, but around the fans as well. Because the fans are always going to get behind the players when you're a Man City anyway. But it's just to give them that boost of morale that they probably need anyway. Now let's get into the full report. It was reported by David Ornstein, but first by Sam Lee, who's I'm pretty sure is like a reliable correspondent for Manchester City. Pep Guardiola agrees new 1-year contract as Manchester City manager, plus option of additional 12 months, reports Sam Lee. Extension commits 53-year-old Spaniard to more than a decade at Manchester City. Yeah, he joined in, what year was it? 16, 17? So, if the option of additional 12 months, if he does carry on, it is over 10 years because he joined in 16, 17. That was the year Chelsea won the league under Conte, and what City came third, I think. I think they came third below Tottenham. And then they've won pretty much in every season apart from the 1920 season. Now, could this be the other season that Manchester City don't win the league? Now, we talked about Manchester City yesterday on the GVO show. We talk about them in general when we can, and when it's a footballing show in general. And when we talk about them being in a bit of a rut. Now, the last game against Brighton, I've never seen a Man City team being cut open that easy before. Now, yes, the Rodri factor does play a part, but also when you go through these kind of injuries, it kind of falls back on your recent transfer window, as we've criticised with Arsenal as well. They obviously felt comfortable with the players they had to come in for Rodri. I think they're looking at it now and thinking, surely they're thinking that it's not right to just put square pegs in round holes. Now, obviously, the Gundogan signing made sense to bring him back, but he has not hit the ground running since. Kovacic is someone who at times has really stepped up to the plate in the easier games, but when it's anyone that's semi decent, he gets caught out because that's not his position. Even against Southampton, it was highlighted in the analysis by Match of the Day, like because you're not a natural ball winner, you don't cover the spaces like Rodri does. You don't offer the protection to the back four like Rodri does. So that will falls to you as well. So all of that just comes into the fact that Kovacic ain't the guy to be the lone six for the rest of the season. It is clearly affecting them anyway. Now their defenders, like their defensive structure hasn't been great, and individuals in that side, such as Ruben Diaz, hasn't been great. John Stones is always injured. They've got Simpson at the back as well, who's covering, who's an academy player. He played in the Tottenham game. He actually held down his position quite well. He hasn't really made a mistake or anything, and Pep is kind of has to trust the academy players because of how like less of a squad they have. But as they have the financial backing to sort out their squad, there's not really an excuse to not have a squad. But Pep is usually one to refresh, so it's kind of confusing why over the past few years, um, you know, why they haven't refreshed. I also just see a general problem with them in terms of their winger situation anyway. But as I said, this whole Pep thing gives them a bit of a morale boost. Um, like that is what they kind of need. I think their first game back is actually don't know who their first game back is. But they need to use it. Oh, yeah, it's Tottenham. It's Tottenham at home. That's not an easy game for them. They might not lose that game, but Man City at home to Tottenham. They don't actually have a good home record against Tottenham, but also they haven't lost a home game in a long time. So I do think that'll just be like a draw. But that should give them a boost against Tottenham. Now, the likes of, their winger situation, like the Jeremy Doku's, the Jack Grealish's on the left hand side. Grealish has barely played this season, but Grealish has come under a lot of criticism, and rightly so. Doku's come under a lot of criticism, and rightly so. Savio has brought in a new breath of fresh air, but he hasn't been perfect. He's still settling in. Bernardo Silva needs to step up. These are big players. Phil Foden needs to step up. Like, people can say what they want about Erling Haaland, but Haaland doesn't get the service without De Bruyne, which is bad for how much Man City have the ball. It's like De Bruyne always finds that pass maybe a little bit earlier than everyone else. Then when everyone else does it, the defenders are already kind of regrouped to mark out Erling Haaland, for example. I think um, what this Pep new deal was going to say for the likes of Liverpool and Arsenal fans, and mainly Arsenal fans in general, because Arsenal fans don't take news well. And I think a lot of Arsenal fans thought that this was going to be Pep's last year and kind of ran with it because there was more hopium and copium. I don't think Arsenal are in the title race anymore. But this is another chance for Arsenal to carry on making excuses and stuff like that as well. And pretty much dampen their hopes of a future title race. Because they're not a serious club, they just care about top four. And they're kind of dragging out then. And they're probably not going to do anything in January either. But Pep signed a new deal, people, which, as a neutral, well, I say a neutral, I hate Arsenal, so as an Arsenal hater, let's just say that. Um, Looking at Arsenal, Liverpool, and Man City in the title race, I don't really care if Liverpool win the league because that's nothing to do with me. But in terms of the fact that I've never had an opinion on Liverpool, always kind of root for City as a West Ham fan, just because West Ham and City have that good relationship. So I like Pep in this league. I like the big managers, like in terms of the big managers with the big characters in this league. Um, this league has lost Jurgen Klopp, so losing Pep as well would be, I guess, from a Premier League basis, that would be a bit of a blow. But then you could also argue it would be good for the league because Man City haven't got Pep anymore, and it might be a bit competitive. That's what other people say, and I don't give a shit as long as Arsenal don't win it. With Man City and Liverpool, those are the only big six teams I don't completely hate. So Man City win the league is fine by me. It's fine by me. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. What do you guys think of the situation? Were you guys surprised that Pep signed a new deal? Because I wasn't. I thought a lot of the speculation was, just for the sake of having reports for the sake of it. He was never going to go to England. He was never going to go to another club. There was obviously other rumors about maybe his retirement plan, maybe just taking a break because his family are in Spain and stuff. But you never know. You never know. You never know what's going to happen. Maybe next year will be his last year. Maybe he feels like 5 in a row is too much. Maybe he feels like 6 in a row is too much if he wins it in the next 2 years. Obviously, Liverpool are doing well right now. We'll see how far they can go whilst being top of the table. So we'll see, people. We'll see. But make sure to like the video. Make sure to subscribe if you want to do social medias. I'm in the description if you want to follow me and email for the inquiries. I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.